Two brothers. Same parents, same house, same school. Same starting salary. Even they got their first real jobs the same year, both making about $50,000. For the first 25 years of their lives, you could not tell these two apart on paper. Then they each made one decision. Just one. And it wasn't a dramatic decision. Nobody warned them about it. There was no fork in the road with a sign on it. One brother did something with his money. The other brother did nothing with his money. And here's the part that matters. He did nothing on purpose, because he thought nothing was the safe choice. 30 years later, one brother has roughly 5 times the wealth of the other. Same income the whole way. Same jobs, roughly. Same everything. 5 times. And the brother who fell behind didn't make a single mistake you could point to. He didn't gamble. He didn't overspend. He was actually the responsible one. He saved diligently. He avoided risk. He did everything his instincts told him was smart. That was the mistake. His instincts. Because there's a version of the invisible bill that nobody talks about because it's disguised as the opposite of a mistake. It's disguised as caution, as responsibility, as being good with money. I'm Benjamin. This is Money with Benjamin. And today we're talking about the most expensive thing you can possibly do with money, which, it turns out, is nothing at all. The two brothers year zero. Let's call them Steady and Slow. Not because one's smarter. You'll see why those names in a minute. But because it'll help you keep track. Year zero. Both brothers are 25. Both have saved up $10,000. Both, very responsibly, decide they should do something sensible with it instead of blowing it. And here's where the one decision happens. Slow, and remember, Slow is the careful one, the one your parents would be proud of. Slow puts his $10,000 in a savings account, a real one. FDIC insured, cannot lose a cent. He can see the number anytime he wants. It feels safe, and that feeling is the entire reason he chose it. Slow likes knowing the money is there, untouched, unmoving, waiting. Steady puts his $10,000 into a boring, broad index fund. He doesn't watch it. He doesn't understand most of it. He just read once that over long periods this tends to grow, and he decided to find out if that was true. Then he mostly forgot about it. Now, if you stop the story right here, at year zero, Slow looks smarter. His money is safe. Steady's money is in the market, which sounds risky, which sounds like something that could go to zero. Every instinct in your body, if you're being honest, roots for Slow. Slow is doing the responsible thing. Hold on to that feeling, because that feeling is the invisible bill, and you're about to watch it get charged for 30 years. The farce 10 years, the bill nobody feels. 10 years pass. The brothers are 35. Here's what Slow sees when he checks his savings account. His $10,000 has become about $10,500, maybe $11,000 if his bank was feeling generous with interest, which it was not, because no bank has felt generous since roughly the Eisenhower administration. And Slow feels fine about this. Better than fine. His money is exactly where he left it. Nothing bad happened. No scary dips, no red numbers, no stress. He did the safe thing, and the safe thing kept him safe. From his point of view, this is a success story. Now here's the part Slow cannot see, because it's invisible. That's the whole theme of this channel, remember. Over those same 10 years, the cost of everything Slow buys went up. Groceries, rent, the haircut, the coffee. Call it roughly a quarter more expensive across the decade. So Slow's $10,500 now buys less than his original $10,000 did 10 years ago. He didn't lose money. The number went up. But the number lied to him. He got quietly poorer while watching a number that never went down. That's the first invisible bill of doing nothing. Inflation charges you rent on idle money, and it never, ever sends a statement. Slow's money sat still, and sitting still, it turns out, is not the same as staying safe. The ground was moving underneath it the whole time. Meanwhile, Steady's boring index fund. Over those 10 years, it did some scary things. It dropped. Twice it dropped hard enough that if Steady had been watching, he'd have panicked. But Steady wasn't watching. That was his actual strategy, not watching. So it grew, roughly doubling. His 10,000 is now around 20,000. Real growth. More than inflation ate. At 35, the brothers are no longer tied. But the gap is still small enough that Slow doesn't notice it, and small enough that he could still catch up. He won't, because he still thinks he's the smart one. And here's the cruel thing, the longer he stays safe, the more confident he gets that he was right, because nothing bad keeps not happening. Doing nothing rewards you with a feeling of safety the entire time it's robbing you. That's why it's the perfect trap. The middle stretch, where compounding stops being polite. The brothers are 50 now, 25 years in. I need to tell you about the thing that happens to Steady's money in this stretch, because it's the entire reason this channel exists, and almost nobody actually feels it until it's too late to use it. For the first decade, Steady's money grew, and the growth was nice but not dramatic. Boring, even. Here's what changed. Somewhere in the middle, Steady's money started earning money on its own previous earnings. And then that started earning. The growth stopped being about the original 10,000 entirely. The original 10,000 became almost a rounding error. The money was now mostly made of other money it had made. This is compounding, and everyone's heard the word, and almost nobody feels it, because it does almost nothing for years, and then does almost everything all at once. It's the most backloaded process in your entire financial life. It's a snowball that spends a long, frustrating time being a normal-sized snowball, right up until the moment it's a boulder, and you can't believe you ever doubted it. By 50, Steady isn't ahead of Slow anymore. Steady is in a different category than Slow. His money is doing more work per year than Slow's entire savings account contains. And Slow saved the whole time too, diligently. He probably saved more per month than Steady, because Slow was careful and Steady was lazy about it. Slow has a respectable pile of money that he can see. That's safe. That never scared him once. It's just that every dollar Slow saved arrived already exhausted. It sat down in the savings account and never got up again. Slow spent 25 years recruiting dollars and then never giving any of them a job. Steady recruited fewer dollars and put every one of them to work, and the dollars hired more dollars, and those dollars hired more. Slow's invisible bill, now visible at 50. You did the responsible thing for 25 years, and the responsible thing was the expensive thing, and the receipt is the difference between your brother's account and yours. I'll be honest about my own version of this, because I've been slow for years. After I got burned watching one scary dip early on, I pulled everything into safe and felt very clever and very calm for about 6 years. 6 years. I can calculate exactly what that calm cost me, and I'm not going to say it out loud on camera, because my therapist and I agreed I'd stop bringing it up. Year 30, the bill paid in full. The brothers are 55, 30 years from year 0. Steady's boring, ignored, occasionally terrifying index fund is now worth something in the range of 5 to 6 times what Slow's careful, safe, watched anxiously savings has become. Same starting amount, same 30 years, same income the whole way. One brother let his money work and tolerated the discomfort of watching it move. The other brother demanded comfort every single day and paid for that comfort with the entire difference between the two accounts. Because that's what Slow actually bought. People think Slow's mistake was missing out on growth. That's not quite it. Slow bought something very real with all that money. He bought 30 years of never feeling nervous about his account. 30 years of a number that never went down. That comfort was the product, and he paid 5/6 of his potential wealth for it, in installments, invisibly, never once seeing the price tag. And the worst part, the genuinely worst part, is that Slow still doesn't fully feel like he made a mistake, because he can point at his savings and say, "But I never lost anything." And he's right. He never lost anything. He just never gained what was sitting right there, free, available the entire time, requiring nothing from him except the willingness to be slightly uncomfortable and then go do something else. Doing nothing felt like the absence of a decision. It was the most expensive decision he ever made. The way out. So here's the thing I actually want you to take from this, and it's not put everything in an index fund, because I'm not your financial advisor, and I don't know your life, your debts, your situation, or your stomach for watching a number drop. The thing I want you to take is smaller and more honest than that. It's this. Safe and doing nothing are not the same word, even though your brain treats them like synonyms. Your brain is wired to feel that motion is risk and stillness is safety. For most of human history, that instinct kept you alive. The still animal doesn't get eaten. But money is the one place that instinct betrays you completely. Because with money, stillness is the slow risk. It's just the kind of risk that doesn't make any noise. No crash, no headline, no dramatic loss. Just a quiet, patient, decades-long erosion that feels exactly like being responsible right up until you see what it cost. The people who get this right aren't braver than you. They're not smarter. They've just made peace with one uncomfortable idea. That the scariest-looking option and the most dangerous option are often not the same option. Sometimes the dangerous one is the one that lets you sleep perfectly well every night for 30 years. So here's your question, and like always, don't answer it out loud. Answer it next time you feel that warm, calm pull toward keeping your money perfectly still, perfectly safe, perfectly visible, never moving. Ask yourself, am I being safe? Or am I just being comfortable and calling it safe? Because one of those protects your future, the other one quietly builds it. The loud risks get all the attention. The quiet ones get all your money. I'm Benjamin. This was Money with Benjamin. Next time, we're going somewhere a little different. We're going to look at the invisible bill you pay not with money, but with time. Specifically, why the cheapest financial decision of your entire life is also the one almost nobody makes early enough. I'll see you there.